Welcome, everyone, to this spiritual gathering, opened with great enthusiasm by our amazing musicians, and we start with gratitude toward them. We are spiritual seekers united in community, and we gather together as we do each time, grateful for who we are and how we can be together in this time. Welcome to those of you who are here for perhaps the first time, or the first time in a while, and welcome to those of you who join our circle regularly, whether it's here in person or joining us online this morning. We gather first on this Thanksgiving weekend with a sense of gratitude. Gratitude for this new and wonderful fall day, for our breath, and after spending the last 11 days with COVID, having breath takes new meaning and gratitude in one's life. And we take opportunity to have gratitude for family, however we define it. Family both by birth and by choice, family of friends, family extended or family close by, family of spiritual community. We gather with gratitude for all of it. And so too do we gather with gratitude for this ancient and beautiful land that we call home, part of our Mother Earth, sacred, special, and honored in its very existence. And so that gratitude for the land, of course, includes her first peoples, and with gratitude for the Cree, the Papas-Chase First Nation, the Métis of Central Alberta, for all of those who have called this their ancestral home or traveling lands. We honor the land and her people in the spirit of truth and reconciliation. And so too we can gather with gratitude for the light of community. And so we light our community candle today. And we say a special word of gratitude for this community and the communities that we all find ourselves in that give us a sense of purpose, of home. We give thanks for this structure built by some in this room even, and connected to the land in such a special and wonderful way. Gratitude for this community, too, made unique and strong by each and every person in our circle, at home and here in person. This place is a wonder, and we give thanks for it. Thanksgiving weekend is a way for us to show gratitude in lots of different ways, and our first song is a way that Scott Kearns has put to music to sing to the mountains, to the animals, to sing to the air and to community, to sing to compassion and all the things we hold dear in our life. And so on this Thanksgiving weekend, let's join our voices and sing gratitude and thanks, and sing to all of the things that we are grateful for in our life.
Song to the sea, valley and stream, flower and tree, how I sing to you. I sing a song to the lion, I sing a song to the deer, birds of the air, life in the sea, I sing to you. Oh, what a wonder, oh, what a marvel, oh, how awesome.
We'll share a few invitations together as we join in community. We will invite you, mostly those of you who are gathering from home this morning live, to join our post-gathering reflections right after this gathering on Zoom at about 11:15. Again, we can take for granted that we have community in this room. We can join for coffee, we can stay, we can chat with friends and make new friends. And those who are gathering at home have the same opportunity, and the community that will gather there is a special one. So anyone's invited. Please get the link on our website or in your weekly newsletter. We had such a delightful time on the lawn yesterday with our Blessing of the Animals gathering. The number of animal friends was few but mighty, and we had some dog and cat friends with us yesterday, and it was lovely to celebrate the animal world, our part in it and our connection to it, but also make commitments in our lives for the love and compassion of every animal that we encounter, and to advocate for their welfare at every turn. And so it was a lovely time, and we look forward to more years and more animal friends. A reminder that our Tuesday evening online time of education is continuing this Tuesday at 7 o'clock on Zoom. It's a time of exploring different facets of spirituality, and if you're interested in that, you can find the link on our website or in your weekly e-newsletter. And as always, we are grateful for all the support that everyone is able to give, whether it's a little bit or a lot, whether it's in person in the box at the back of the room, or online with a donation that you can do at any time, or whether you are regular givers with regular withdrawals from your bank account each month. We are grateful for all the ways that you contribute your time, your energy, and your resources. Thank you to each of you.
As a spiritual community, we bless life's beginnings and we honor its endings. With gratitude and with deep grief, we honor the completed circle of life of Jim Lockard, who made 84 and a half revolutions around the sun as a son and a brother, a husband, father, grandfather, dear friend, community-minded, public servant, farmer, and beloved member of this community. Jim was a part of the fabric of our community as Southminster Steinhauer United Church in so many capacities, as envelope secretary, as finance chair, as board chair, vice chair, past chair, involved in property maintenance matters. One of our beloved Moppets back in the days before we had a facilities manager and we had volunteers cleaning the building. Jim was part of that. Part of our affirming commitment movement and helping other congregations consider that commitment of inclusivity. Very active in raising funds for this land and for this facility back at the turn of the century. Community-minded, compassionate, beloved member of this community. As we honor Jim's life, we'll have an opportunity to gather with one another. On next Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock here in this circle, we invite you to be with us October 16th. And if you're not able to join us here in person, please join us online, and a Jim's service will be found on our website. As we do each time, we honor a life we have shared that has gone on before us. We sing our affirmation that all is safe in the undying light of love.
Safe in the undying light of love. Safe in the undying light of love. Safe in the undying light of Safe in the undying light of love. All laughter, all our grief, all our stories, all our joy, the one we now remember, the ones for whom we care. Safe in the undying light of love. Safe in the undying light of love. Safe in the undying light of love. Safe in the undying light of love.
I want to welcome anyone that would like to spend some time with a story on the carpet to come forward. Of course, you can listen to the story from where you are, but we have a little bit of fun at the carpet, so you're welcome to join us. Hello, happy Thanksgiving. I want to tell you this story today. It's called A Perfectly Messed Up Story. It is not a perfect story, let me tell you. It is by Patrick McDonnell, and here it is. Once upon a time, little Louis went skipping merrily along. Tra-la-la-la-la, he sang. For in his heart, Louis knew everything was just, hey, hold on, what's that? Sniff, sniff. Lick, lick. A jelly stain? How did that get there? This isn't right. Who would eat a jelly sandwich while reading my book? And then plop. Jelly and peanut butter. Oh, the chunky kind. Hey, hey, hey! Somebody's fingerprints are all over this. Oh no, what next? Orange juice? Arg! My story is getting all messed up. We need to show some respect here. Books are important. They teach us stuff and they inspire us. Now, can I please get on with my story? Thank you. Okay, from the top. Once upon a time, little Louis went skipping merrily along. Tra-la-la-la-la-la. La. Ah! You have got to be kidding. This is awful. Quick, get a paper towel. Rub, rub, rub. Careful, careful. Ah! This is the worst thing ever. What am I going to do? Once upon a time, stop. Forget it. My story's ruined. It's all over. I'm just in a messy old book that will end up in some old garage sale. A book no one will ever want to read or love. I give up. Go on without me. This is Louis' story. Who cares? Once upon a time, little Louis went skipping merrily along. Tra-la-la-la-la. Oh, life was so much simpler back then. For in his heart, Louis knew everything was just what? Was just what? Fine. Wow. Everything is fine. I'm still here. You're still reading. And it is a pretty good story. Messes and all. So, okay, come on, let's finish this. This is Louis' story. I love it, and nothing is going to stop me. The end. I'm not sure what actually happened in this story, but that was fun. What a wacky book. Do you know, I chose this for a reason, though. And you're thinking, what, Chris? What could possibly be the reason for such a foolish story? It's Thanksgiving. Sometimes on Thanksgiving, we do dinners with family. Maybe we go over to Grandma and Grandpa's, or maybe people come over to our house, or who knows what we do. We do lots of different things. But I want to tell you what. Thanksgiving is a good time to realize that nothing is ever perfect. Your parents or your grandparents might not want to actually admit this, but sometimes they burn the food. It happens. Sometimes someone in your family says something dumb and gets other people mad. That just happens sometimes. Sometimes people spill things, and not just on books, but sometimes on very fancy tablecloths and all that kind of stuff. Nothing is ever perfect. But just like this story had to go on, we can still be thankful for things even when they're not perfect. Little things like, you know what? My cousin really annoys me, but I'm really grateful that I have a family. Or, you know, the tablecloth is ruined, but look at all this wonderful food we still have to eat. There are always things that we can be grateful for, even when things go completely sideways and upside down. So I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. It won't be perfect, but I hope there are lots of things to be grateful for. And let's remember that it might be a messed up day, but we can still be grateful. Thank you for sharing this amazingly messed up story with me, and I want to invite anyone who wants to go with our leaders to Kids Spirit. There will be a program today, more about Thanksgiving and gratitude, so you're welcome to follow them to the hall.
I'm gonna sing this song for the children of the world, that we may turn
We hear the wisdom of Pema Chodron in this excerpt, living beautifully with uncertainty and change. As human beings, we share a tendency to scramble for certainty whenever we realize that everything around us is in flux, trying to find solid ground, something predictable and safe to stand on. But in truth, the very nature of our existence is forever in flux. We grab at pleasure and try to avoid pain. But despite our efforts, we're always alternating between the two. But it's not this wavering between contentment and anguish that's the cause of our suffering. Rather, it's our resistance to the fundamental uncertainty of being human. Our discomfort arises from all our efforts to put ground under our feet, to realize our dream of constant okayness. To commit to the reality of this life is to embrace the world just as it is. It requires an unshakable bond with life, accepting that we're bound to reality, bound to everything that is, just as it is, with nowhere to go other than right where we are. Reality means we work with whatever we have and whoever we are right now. As we explore the upside-down wisdom of blessing the chaos, may we find wisdom in these words for our living.
Why can't this be the day when yesterday gives way to the fresh hope of who we can be? Why can't this be the day when we make changes
So, uncertainty and chaos, these are words that are not our favorites, are they? It helps, too, to put your microphone on your head. Here we go. Those words, uncertainty and chaos, they make us uncomfortable most of the time. It's hard to live is at least somewhat chaotic. We like patterns. We like the way those patterns make life a little easier to understand and to stomach. In part, our aversion to chaos and uncertainty is why religions for centuries have held, even to their deaths, to this idea that there is a God in charge of everything, ordering everything, in control of everything, caring for the workings of everything. Why? Because it does make life seem more bearable that way. It takes away the chaos and the unknowns, and it says, please, just someone put things in order for me. Now, religion aside, we seek patterns. We do, as humans, seek order in chaos. We seek to understand what seems random. In fact, we tend to adjust our own narratives to absorb randomness. We infuse deliberate intention where sometimes there just is none. We relax into fate that could easily have been otherwise. Phrases like, it was meant to be. This and this will happen, God willing. These are all phrases we use to reveal our true uneasiness with randomness. And if you're not yet feeling uncomfortable, this is the job of the spiritual journey, is to make us feel very uneasy with the state of the world. Sometimes now, though, coincidence is really just coincidence. Here's writer Jeanette Cooperman. Synchronicity tempts us onto the weakest branch of the tree. And we stretch as far as we can, hoping to pluck that golden apple that promises us that life's odd little overlaps and tricks of timing mean something. I used to love the shiver of déjà vu, taking it to mean I was on the right track. I have friends who, faced with a big decision, will look for a sign. We all hunger one way or another for pattern, importance, reassurance, and yet random things occur to us all the time. It's only in hindsight that we say, if that hadn't happened, then... That was Jeanette Cooperman. That really is the real question that our own faith tradition and many, many faith traditions ask of us. Can we be friends with uncertainty? The wisdom of the early Christian community said that we must. This comes from the book of James. And its wisdom says to us, what do you know about tomorrow? How can you be so sure about your life? It's nothing more than mist that appears for a little while before it disappears. Yet you are foolish and self-important enough to brag about what tomorrow will bring. Wisdom traditions have always known that uncertainty is life. And coming to terms with it is one of the great works of our existence. It's one of our biggest jobs, one of our hardest jobs. As Pema Chodron offered to us, and I'll just read it again from what Nancy shared with us, to commit to the reality of this life is to embrace the world just as it is. It requires an unshakable bond with life, accepting that we are bound to reality, bound to everything that is, just as it is, with nowhere to go other than right where we are. Reality means we work with whatever we have, with whoever we are right now. Maybe the difficult thing in talking about the blessing of chaos is it's really hard to find the blessing. And if you're like me right now, you're feeling that. You're like, oh, I don't like this. We do have less control than we like on most days. Let's be honest. We cannot control the weather. We can't control our health beyond a certain extent. We can't control what decisions those around us will make. We always say drive safely, but it's hard to control what the other drivers are doing in the oncoming lane, isn't it? And maybe to some extent, to some quantum and meta socialized extent, we can't even control what decisions we make most of the time, which is a truly scary thought. But we do have some say in our comfort with what we know from science is a fundamental tenet of the workings of the universe. We can have some control on our relationship with chaos and uncertainty. Walking a path that strives to give up our addiction to that kind of control helps us alleviate the vast problems with believing we're the center of the universe. Because really, when we fool ourselves into thinking we are in control, we tend to take things more personally, imagining that everything is about us, or everything that happens in the crazy messed up story, every plop on the page, or every spilled drink at the dinner table. Every word that gets spoken out of place because it's rude or it's not quite what you imagined for your family dinner. When we place ourselves at the center of the universe, we do take those things personally. We think, how did you ruin my Thanksgiving? Or else we take on too much responsibility, thinking we need to work even harder to control all the things we can control. Or we start to feel entitled and we get reckless with the environment, or we feel as though opportunities should be handed to us. And when things don't go our way, it shakes the foundation of a worldview that not just us, but our whole society has worked years, eons at building up. It doesn't take away the bout of vertigo in our stomachs when we think about the uncertainty of life. We could play the what-if game, couldn't we? What if that asteroid didn't hit the Earth and wipe out all those dinosaurs? Humanity likely wouldn't even be here. That's a big kind of meta one, but there's also more crazy thought experiments. What if Hitler did get into art school, we could ask? What if I didn't arrive late that day to dinner and ran into my future partner? What if? It's that uneasiness in our stomachs when we realize just how on the edge of uncertainty we really are. When we look at our life's path and say, oh my gosh, it was just a matter of minutes, or a matter of timing, or a matter of something. Life is a game of inches and chance sometimes. And we're all facing our own uncertainties and chaos in life. Let's be honest. We're no different. We're a part of a community that grieves losses. Sure, that celebrates joys and wonders too. But those losses that place our life on a new trajectory that we hadn't quite figured out how to navigate yet. As a community, too, we have a bit of chaos thinking about the results of what happens when one of the ministry team announces her retirement. And we think about what does that mean for our future, and what comes next, and what will it look like? We all face our own confrontations with the unknown, and it feels a bit chaotic. Embracing reality, embracing the uncertainty of life and all its questions becomes a spiritual practice that none of us really want to get good at. But it may reveal some strengths within us. I wonder, couldn't it invite us to experience the world a bit differently, with an openness to turn each page and find whatever strength and energy we need to find what's there on the next one, even though it's a bit of a page turner, like what could happen in this next chapter? And we must see ourselves as authors in the milieu of uncertainty. We must see ourselves as continuing to write chapters that aren't finished, to be part of shaping the next storyline. We mustn't become friends with uncertainty and then say, but there's nothing to be done. We can be friends with uncertainty and say, now, I'll embrace this and take a step into it and see what happens. Listen to this wisdom from the Christian writings. Nobody pours young wine into old wineskins. Otherwise, the wine will burst the skins and destroy both the wine and the skins. Instead, young wine is for the new wineskins. That's one of those. I wonder, though, if life's evolution is about dealing with what's right in front of us, letting that lead to the next thing, and then it's about cultivating the practice of dreaming what's realistically doable. Did you notice the words I chose there? Dreaming about what's realistically doable. I think it's really easy to talk about dreaming in this kind of huge, remarkable kind of way. I dream of the world like this. Well, there's a time and a place for that. However, when dealing with uncertainty and chaos, we must look at the world as it is, and we must dream what is possible. We can cultivate the practice of dreaming the possible, forcing what's reasonable and feasible. It may not be easy. It's about continuing to explore the edges of what's possible just in front of us. Not 10 steps ahead, but one. And then the next one, and then the next one. This is the only way we deal with the uncertainty of chaos of life, is to say, Can I take this breath? Yeah, I can. What'll I do next? Pushing up against the edge of the possible requires new wineskins. The old ones are brittle and they'll burst. The way I see that is that one puts new thoughts together with new approaches. One puts new thoughts and new approaches with new people to share ideas with. One explores those new thoughts and approaches with a new book we pick up, or a new conversation we have, or a new way of thinking about something. Whatever it will be and whatever ultimately happens, it will be a bit messy. But we don't encounter new uncertainties with old solutions. And that's what's the most scary, I think, is that it means we have to be open to new ways and new things. Robert Grudem said it this way: to think creatively is to walk at the edge of chaos. In thinking the original, we risk thinking the ridiculous. Yep, okay, sure, that's fine. Embracing what's right in front of us, befriending uncertainty, pressing towards the possible. Oh, it's a messy place. And I hope in your lives, as in mine, I hope in our lives together as community, we might say to each other, it's messy, let's go there anyway. We're small but not insignificant. We have a place, but we don't own the place. We may not be the center of the universe, but the universe does dwell at the center of us all. And in the midst of other uncertainty, that much I, for one, can live with. And have a moment of gratitude for it. So as we bless the chaos, because there is the possibility of newness, may it be so in so many ways. Let's take a moment to share our intentions to strengthen them and our awareness of our time and place in the world as we speak these words, either silently or together. We share them with each other. We don't live but on a wild and wondrous spinning rock. Its heat-scorched deserts on the same continents as bursting vegetation. It's no wonder things come undone when we hurl ourselves through space at such reckless speed. It's no wonder we lose track of what should be. No matter how well we plan, too often we find ourselves managing lives that are confusing and forbidding. Let's release our yearning for perfection, letting go of should and ought tos, to meet our challenges with brave and curious eyes. As we accustom to the beauty of what is, may we there find our truest blessings. May we embrace life's mystic chaos to give whatever thanks we can. It's into this one real, tumultuous, exciting life that we cast our prayers. Amen. The vocal ensemble has a piece for us that we all know and love. I've got Peace Like a River. And they're going to sing 3 verses of it and would like to invite us to join them on the last verse, which you'll see on the screens in front of you.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like an ocean. I've got joy like a fountain in my
we can't let our feelings of maybe the specialness of a moment take away the gratitude that we have. So I would like to take this moment for all of us to share our gratitude with the musicians, the vocalists, with Sherry Ann, that bring movement to our experience. Can we say thank you? We take the light, the energy of community, and we change it. We change it into whatever it needs to be in this very moment. And so we look around us, the very moment we're in. We say, I embrace you, moment, and now I will take a step into the next. Such that whatever uneasiness, whatever chaos, whatever difficulty and challenge we're experiencing in this life, may we take the light of hope with us for one breath, one step, and together we'll make our way. Let's bless our next steps together.